So we got Coach Ray here today.
What's going on, man?
Poppin'.
Can't call it, man. Shout out to AB, man.
Appreciate you.
Pen and pads, my
For
guy.
sure. All right, August 8th, we had the Ring Is Mine. What was your thoughts overall of the whole event?
Magnificent event, man. Shout out to Wake Up and Dream, man. Wake Up and Dream Promotions, man. Charlo Wakely. Very successful event, man. From start to finish, man, it was action. You know, what's so crazy is I don't recall a knockout happening on that card, but that what made it great though, because it was all boxing, man. Real deal chess players, man. So you gotta love a great card of that magnitude, man, for that to even go that direction, man. There was a lot of great fights on that card, for real.
So what inspired you to become a trainer, and where did your love for boxing come from?
Oh, man. What inspired me to become a trainer, I always used to watch a lot of the coaches around the area that I grew up, you know, around here in Jacksonville. So I would always notice these coaches, you know, pick the kids up, drop the kids off, you know, wait on them. Some of them even went so far as having dinner, you know what I mean, with the athlete and his family and everything. And he was always well known in that aspect in the community. He always showed up however he wanted to. So me, I always had this thing where I was always that guy in the neighborhood that would always throw the ball with the kids. If I'm doing drills, at one point in time, I would be get ready to, you know, play football, which was the previous sport I was in. I would always allow the younger kids to come train with me, you know. But the love for boxing started, man, you know, just having my dad. he thought I was a bully, so he put me in boxing. And the crazy part is, he thought I was a bully because I got in like 3 fights in 3 days in a row. He took me over to the PAL, and that's where everything started. You know, took me over there to teach me a lesson and to get beat up by some trained fighters. But knowing my family lineage, where we come from in boxing, it was already there. So took me over there. I sparred maybe 3 or 4 different kids, and then it went from there. You know, the trainer basically told them, like, you brought him here to teach him a lesson, he taught you one. You know what I mean? Because I was putting it on him. But that's where my love started from, just being in the gym. And like my first coach, Charlie Doc Williams, very pivotal in the community, man. And anybody who know Doc one of those guys. He told you the truth, but he did it with love. You know what I mean? I never forget, he told me, I think I was somewhere around maybe like 11, 12 years old. He say, I'm giving you everything I got now so you can give to somebody else. You know what I mean? Kind of foreseeing the fact that I was going to be a trainer. You know what I mean? So that's really where it started. I didn't embrace it until I began to, you know, my kids began to go to school and just wanted them to learn how to defend themselves. So I just accepted my role, you know, as that trainer a little far down the line. But that's how I started.
Okay. So for the fighters that you was training, you trained, well, not trained, but you was in both of the guys' corners, Kayshawn Wakely and Jaleel Everson, right?
Yeah.
So what was the things that y'all was working on in camp that they had implemented well in the fight, in your opinion?
Shout out to my guy Tito Ocasio, who's the head trainer of Kayshawn Wakely. I'm basically second in command, but Tito, you know, Tito's a Hall of Famer. Tito drew up this magnificent game plan, man, to just step into him, man, touching him, and just keeping it working, just keeping it rolling. You know, as long as you're making contact with him, just keep touching him, step around to the side, touch him, you know, feel his leverage, spin him into the ropes, turn him into the ropes, touch him underneath, keep the jab popping, you know, doubling up on the hooks and things of that matter, man. Kayshawn Wakely is a real deal talent. He's a real deal talent, man. Special kid. You know what I mean? With how fast he excelled through the amateurs to get the way he is now, man, to be 3-0 and to do it in his last performance, that was, in my opinion, picture perfect. You know what I mean? I talked to him on the phone the other day. He was like, nah, that wasn't a performance for me, coach. I'm like, I want to see what it looked like because he been telling me that for a long time. Anybody that saw his last fight know that that was a great fight. He looked good. He looked great. But he just has this performance up here that he's looking for. He got this picture that he's mentally painted that he's looking for. So, man, it was a great showing, man. It was a great showing by him. Jaleel. What's funny is I actually had the liberty of having Jaleel and K-Son as amateurs at one point in time, man. So I've been knowing them for quite some time. Jaleel has one of the best jabs I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? And everything and how that fight went from start to finish, post-fight interview, it went according to how it's supposed to go because he deserves a lot of great things that are in store for him, you know, with what he's been through, man. And, you know, I remember telling him going into the 4th round, I look back over at Andy, man. Shout out to Andy Gonzalez, man. He's a monster, he's a dog. Shout out to Andy, man. Shout out to Coach Emmanuel. I told him, man, do not go into this round without sealing the deal on this thing. Like, nah, let's wake up. I said a little bit more choice words, but he came out that round gunning and blazing, man. And I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? Jaleel, that's my boy, man. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and I just it's words can't describe it when you see a kid go through what he's went through in life, and then come out on the other side where it's something good that he can just, you know what I mean, be proud of himself about it, pat himself on the back about it, man. I tilt my hat to him for staying relentless through all those causes that he's went through. You know what I mean? So now, man, to see him do that, it's amazing, man.
Okay. So for both guys, what was the game plan going into the fight? Knowing that knowing the opponents.
K-Son's opponent, he was a 30-plus fight guy. So we really want to test. We really want to test to see what he knew. We really want to test to see where he was at, man. And K-Son, you know, he stayed relentless on it. Relentless, but technical and smart. You know, he knew where he was at all times in that fight, and he executed the game plan perfectly. Whereas Jaleel, our main thing is, hey, make this guy fight. This guy is used to fighting comfortable. He's used to having his way with a lot of guys, and just establish the fact that the levels are different. You know what I mean? And Jaleel he did an amazing job backing him up, steady touching him, going to the body, working behind the jab, coming under and over with the shots. So, I mean, that was our main thing, was to see if this guy could fight off his back foot. You know what I mean? And to really push his knowledge and test him in a lot of areas, man. So, we definitely got our answer. And, you know, you see what we came out at.
Yeah.
Dubs.
For sure. All right, so for the main event, we had Tap Williams versus Taz Colon. What you feel about that fight?
Oh, my God. Tap put on a master class performance. Man. Shout out to Kevin Cunningham, another great trainer, man. Tap was a chef knife type sharp that night. Like, he was chef knife sharp that night. He couldn't miss. You know, Colon, man. Shout out to Taz Colon, man. He came in. He wasn't backing up. You know, Taz gonna come to fight. But at that night, the levels are different, man. I gotta take my hat off the top, man. His showmanship is amazing. You know, you saw a lot of ring generalship, you know, with the kid. I believe there was a part of the fight where I heard he hurt his hand, and you can see he set it up in a manner to where whichever hand it was, he didn't stop throwing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't stop throwing it. And that's when you seen him, that I want to say it's somewhere around maybe the 5th to 6th round. But he began to box a little bit more. Right. You know, he began to get on the back foot, move, run Taz in the shots. But yeah, like, man, that just shows you the skill up here, you know, of a fighter in Tap Williams, man. and he got an excellent head coach, man. Kevin Cunningham is one of the best. You know what I mean? So, and I know he's giving him those, and you can tell how alert Tap was throughout the whole fight. He could find his coach in a needle in a haystack, saying things, and you could just see how he's listening, man. It's a lot of young fighters that was in the building, and that was a fight that I told a lot of young amateurs, hey man, watch this fight, study it, make sure you're watching what you see tonight, because that fight was at a high level, and we've seen Taz Cologne compete against some guys and fight at a particular level, but then when you seen Tap come in there, you seen it become a whole nother level, you know. So that was a good fight for the young amateurs that was in attendance to actually witness that actually take place. But Tap showed great IQ, a great jab. I'm talking about his jab was stiff, technically sound, just fast. You couldn't time it. You know, like I say, ring IQ, ring generalship. He knew where he was at all times. He could hear his coach. He received instructions very well. Even he got rocked. I want to say, what was that? The third round?
I think it was the first round.
The first round at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of. But it was boom. You seen the legs momentarily, but you never saw the kid get shook.
Yeah.
You never saw the kid get shook. You know, you see him go back. He made the adjustment, kept the right hand up. The left hand couldn't land. The left hook couldn't land on it as much as it wanted to. You know, but you never saw the kid back up, change his game plan or nothing. Man, it was a great performance.
Yeah. Okay. So we was talking about Coach Cunningham. What was the things that you took away from how his corner was working?
Being impactful. You know, again, a fighter's energy is only as good as his coaches. You know, Kevin Cunningham know what he got. He know what he got in Tap, and Tap know what he got in his coach. You know what I mean? So they're connected in many ways that people can't see or fathom. You know what I mean? So he understands, like, man, my coach has trained world champions. You know what I mean? Devon Alexander. He's trained Corey Spinks of the legendary Spinks family. You know what I mean? So, and that's just the name of two. But he's worked with a lot of other guys such as Javante Davis, Adrian Broner, Erickson Lubin. You know what I mean?
Emma Williams.
Yeah, Emma Williams. Even a guy that, you know, I haven't seen in a minute, but he was special talent, Lawrence B.T. Newton, I believe. But Kevin know boxing. He know boxing, man. Real humble guy, man. Real good energy dude. I was talking to him in the back about that he was a part of one of the greatest boxing entrances ever when the second time when Corey Spinks and Zab Judah fought in St. Louis, where he's from, where they're from. And the energy coming out to that, man, having Nelly, man, that's part of one of the best entrances in boxing history, for real.
Was that the first one or the second one?
The second fight.
Okay.
Yeah, the second fight.
Okay. So when we talk about Tap Williams, what fighter can you say, like a throwback fighter, can you say his style mimics?
You can't pick just one. You can't pick just one. I mean, you can't pick just one. You can't pick just one. Of course, I see some Floyd in there. Of course, you see a little bit of a middleweight James Toney. Shoot, I do you one even more, like, that's even better. You could. Bro, I see a little bit of Hearns, a little bit. I see also, I'll go back further than that. I see a little bit of Georgie Benton. You know what I mean? Who was famous for the shoulder roll. And seeing how Tap, you know, Cologne sometimes threw that right hand and Tap just roll and shoot it right back. It was quick, man. You see, in certain cases, like I say, you see a little bit of what's my guy name? You see a little bit of Medrick Taylor in him. You know what I mean? It's a culmination of guys that I see that completes his arsenal, man. And the kid is phenomenal, man. Like he definitely is the future in this sport, let alone in the state of Florida.